If you're having suicidal thoughts or feelings or feel like you have no hope, please call 988. There, you can talk to someone who not only cares about your story, but cares about you. Please reach out today. Thomas P. Murphy once said, "Minutes are worth more than money. Spend them wisely." At Minutes Wisely, we take that to heart. Our mission is to decrease veteran suicide by providing life-changing experiences for veterans, first responders, and Gold Star families. We believe that we can make a lasting impact by rekindling a sense of purpose and fostering community through sponsored tickets to sporting events. These experiences are not just about the game, they're about the moments that can change lives. A simple sporting event can boost joy and instill a sense of renewed hope and purpose for those who have served. Join us in making a difference, become a moment maker, and empower a veteran with rediscovered hope. Visit minuteswisely.com for more information and to get involved. Together, we can make every moment count.
Only podcast on the planet that has a flyby.
Ooh, I know the best podcast
The award-winning
in
podcast.
all of podcasting. Okay, we beat Sean Ryan like crazy.
Oh yeah, we
Just
blow
kidding.
him away.
Sean Ryan, if you're listening, just kidding about that.
Well, he gets people like the president of the United States.
Dude, did you see that last podcast with the guy who did Lone Survivor? That was a good one.
Yeah, he has a lot of good ones, man.
He has some good guests, man.
His are intense, man. Ours are more.
We don't want the intensity. I mean, we want mellow, man. We want chill.
Yeah, we're trying to lighten people up, not bring them down, man.
Exactly.
All right. So anyways, welcome back to TSP. Good evening. So as we all know that this podcast spun a nonprofit. The nonprofit is Minutes Wisely. And through the, from the intro, you heard what we do is we try to send veterans, first responders, and Gold Star family members to, it used to be sporting events, but we kind of opened it up to concerts and other things. And our goal is to stop veteran suicide by doing this, by sending people to meaningful events. And with that said, I am happy to say, I am proud to say, we are branching out again. This time,
we are.
This spring, we're going to send a deserving person to South Florida for some deep sea fishing.
Me, please. I used to live in South Florida. Please let it be me. Let it be me.
You have to put your name in the hat. We'll see what happens.
Where is South Florida? Naples, Marco Island. Where we go? What are we talking about?
I know City? A guy. I know a Navy veteran who lives down there, and he owns a charter boat. And he actually served with my brother. I didn't serve with them. He's my brother's shipmate, not mine. Okay. But anyways, I reached out to him and I told him, "Hey, I have an idea. You got a fishing boat. I have veterans that need help. How about we come together and I'll send a veteran or two down to you and you take them fishing."
Oh my, that's awesome.
He loved the idea, and that's going to go down this spring. So be on the lookout for all the information. Hop on over to minuteswisely.com. If you scroll down to the bottom of the page, there's actually a little form you can sign up for our newsletter, and that newsletter will have all kinds of information coming up, like fishing events and
actually events. This is perfect, man, because you got the fishing in Florida that just spurned an idea. It just popped in my head like right now, because I've got a buddy that runs a dive shop in Panama City, and on the podcast I've talked about it a lot. But what if we take a deserving vet on a scuba trip? Because I'm a rescue diver, I'm open water, I'm advanced open water.
I mean, you have to be certified first, right?
Nah, no. They can try to get certified. It's basically a jump to get them inspired about diving. So basically, it's all snorkeling. Holy shit! I'll call Captain Pat Green. He and I are fraternity brothers. He and I went to college together, and he'd love it. And by the way, if you want to get certified with this guy, he takes GI Bill. So you can get open water, advanced open water, and rescue diver and tech diving, and it's all part of the curriculum. You just got to pay for it up front and then send it in the VA, and you get paid back.
That's pretty awesome.
Wow.
It's
Oh,
on
wow.
his website. Dude, I've dove with him a million times. He's amazing. I've thrown up on his boat at least 6 times. Don't eat anything when you go out to the dive site, not even a cracker, because I was just like blowing chunks off the side of the ship. It was just awful. I felt better
Yes.
when I got to
So-
100 feet.
All right, are you done now?
Sorry, I
You
just it
said
was.
you were going to talk a lot.
I had to. Dude,
I knew he was lying,
dude,
Tim.
That's how my brain works.
So, anyways,
But no.
if you're interested in trips, hop on over to minuteswisely.com, and that's where we'll be posting all the updates. As a matter of fact, I'm leaving tomorrow for Detroit, Michigan, which when this podcast goes live, we're talking yesterday. How's that, the Detroit Lion game? I'm going to go to Detroit, goes to the Detroit Lions playoff game tomorrow and host a veteran up there. And we're doing a lot of great things. If you're interested, hop on over and check us out. You can.
Doesn't this
reach
thing
in-
air on Sunday? So won't you have just
Well,
watched the game
is
prior
game
to
the game. No, the game's Saturday night. So
Saturday? Got it.
yeah. So when you're watching this, last night we were at the game.
Woohoo! Go Lions!
unfortunately-
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this is a day late for you guys. Y'all could have went with me because I'm going to take somebody with me. But anyways, next trip, we're always doing something. We're always sending somebody cool. I'm actually talking to the Nashville Sounds right now. I'm thinking about purchasing a suite for one game. So
It's cheap.
yeah, it's like, I mean, it's
Dude,
doable. I wouldn't say cheap. It's doable.
Now I know that little guy too. I know who you're talking to because I talked to that guy for years, and he really wants us to do like a veteran thing with the Sounds. He showed me all the boxes. He showed me all the prices. It's very affordable.
Yeah. It's it wasn't that cheap because we're going to pay for a suite and we're going to pay for all your beer and we're going to pay for all your food and
It's not
drinks. and
bad.
we're gonna
I
pay for
mean,
everything.
he
It
took
was still like $3,000 or $4,000.
he took but yeah, he took me and Brian Walker, our past state commander, around, and he wanted to do something big with veterans like 2
Yeah.
years ago. Never happened, unfortunately. But
'Cause-
we looked at all the suites, and they're like little suites. They're big
Yeah.
suites, and then they're medium. Like you can rent an
Yeah.
entire building. Did he show you the building? Like the big
Well, I didn't go down
outdoor
there
barn
yet.
looking thing?
I didn't go down there yet, but they said that you can rent multiple suites and they'll
Yes,
open
you
up
can.
and it's like one big suite. But I'm
If you
looking
need
at
if you need his number, I got it. I mean, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. He used to work for the
I've already been talking to him, so I'm good.
Savannah Bananas. So he used to work for those guys. Actually, the Savannah Sand Gnats before they became the Bananas. But he was up there in Savannah, and he's a good dude.
Yeah. So we're gonna do something cool. And I don't know, whatever else pops up, we're gonna do. We'll see.
Well, that's great, man. That's fantastic.
So before we get to Tim, I believe you had something to talk about.
Yeah, just be on the lookout. We're having the Veterans Day on the Hill Wednesday, January 29th at 09 for veterans to go up to the Capitol and talk to our Congress people and senators about what's going on with veteran issues. Minutes Wisely, Ton Tavern, and the VFW, District 5, are supplying the breakfast for 150 veterans. So you're welcome. And we're getting the name out, and people are going to know, and I'm going to be signing up a lot of people for a podcast. So, Fleek, you're welcome.
Right on, man. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So
Without further ado, Are you ready, or do you have another thing?
No, I was just checking on my wings. They're on their way. I just ordered some Wingstop lemon pepper.
I love Wingstop.
I grilled lemon pepper chicken wings myself today, actually.
Awesome.
Hell yeah.
Perfect weather today here in Texas. It was 60 degrees all day.
Oh, Jesus. I don't want to hear that shit.
Lucky.
Perfect weather.
Well, Tim, it is now time for you to tell us who you are. So, Tim, who are you?
Tim.
Maybe one day I'll find out who I am. But golly, to put it shortly, what I'm doing now is I'm a business advisor, talking to business owners on a daily basis, looking for business owners that want to scale or sell their business. In a nutshell, do 100 other things on top of that, but to not lose people and make it sound too crazy. That right there sums up about everything I do.
Okay. Well, tell us where you're from, where you grew up, what service?
From Austin, Texas, from Fort Hood. Grandpa was Army. So, of course, I had to follow in the footsteps of the family tradition there. Joined, actually spent a couple of years at Fort Hood, couldn't leave. I had what was one of the most weirdest military paths ever. Joined on my 17th birthday when I was still a junior in high school. Went to basic training between my junior and senior year of high school, and was told the day I graduated high school I could go active. And I went to AIT and then came out, and we had orders that we were going to be headed off soon. So I'm like, well, I need to go active. And they're like, yeah, you're going to go active real soon. Just in 3 months, you're going to be deployed. So that lasted for about 3 years, where I sat not able to get a full-time job, not able to go active duty, and just spent time there stuck in active, on National Guard, not getting activated. And it was pretty crazy, but they finally stuck us with some orders where we were going to get deployed. And my unit actually did get to go, but 6 days before I got out, I actually broke my leg playing basketball. And still to this day, the leg is no good. So the doctor told me, he said, this is worse than what Yao Ming's injury was, basically, and you won't be able to walk again. And I'm like, no way. Back then I could jump, I had over a 30-inch vertical. I was dunking left and right. I could fly. I ran a mile in under 5 minutes. So I was like, no way, this is a simple break. I'll be good. Give me 2 months. I was thinking I could deploy 4 months later, I'd be fine. But I destroyed that leg. So to this day, my leg doesn't work. Snapped the nerve, damaged the nerve pretty badly. So lost feeling in the foot.
Sorry.
It turned sideways. Every toe was black. It's just pulled my foot in half, and every toe was completely black, and had black all the way up to my knee. So the leg's no good. So I had to find something new after the military. Never wanted to do that. Always wanted to be in the military for 20 years. So this March would have been 20 years for me, but I wanted to be 30 years. I wanted to be on there for a long haul. That was my dream. So when the doctor told me, not only are you not fixing to go to Iraq here in a couple days, but you're not going in a couple of months, and you're never going to go. This leg is never going to heal. And I didn't believe him, but to this day now I'm realizing it. At 36 years old, this foot does not work. So I worked, got out of the military, and jumped into home improvement sales, and it was a blessing. My very first appointment ever. A guy told me, we'll give you 10 appointments in a week, and you need to sell 1 out of 10 jobs. You sell a patio for $15,000 on average, and you get 10% commission, so it's $1,500. You'll make $6,000 a month. And I'm sitting there, I've never even made $2,000, $3,000 in a month, $6,000 a month. I was just on cloud nine. I didn't believe it. Thought it was too good to be true. And very first appointment I went on, sold a sunroom for $68,000, and I basically made more money in the first hour of being in sales than I had in the last couple of months that I did in being in the military. And for the next 10 years, I've been a consultant and done home improvement sales. We always did our best to always recruit people fresh out of the military to come in and do sales. Home improvement sales is marvelous, whether it's window replacement, kitchen and bathroom remodeling, roofing, pest control, whatever it is, you can make 6 figures. So I've been on a mission for a very long time to recruit as many military people as possible. All you have to do is follow a system. So the reason I succeeded, I asked them, why would you hire me? I don't have any sales experience. Don't y'all want somebody that has experience selling a car? And they're like, no, you're military. You can do what we tell you to do and just do it and follow the system, and you'll succeed and make a good income. And I'm like, really? Okay. And it's so true. Like the system, if you just go to a good company and they have a good system, a good process, they're going to train you. They're going to coach you up and give you leads. And as long as you just follow it and just do what other people did before you and copy it, success can be happening. Six figures can be achieved. So I do that as much as possible. Talk to business owners in the home service. What are you doing to scale? What are you doing to grow? And a lot of them tell me they need salesmen. They got the leads. They just need salesmen. So need to find as many people for that as possible. That's one of the reasons I want to be involved with the military as much as possible there.
Nice.
Me personally, I moved on from that. Was driving 80,000 miles a year. That's the downside of the industry, is the driving and the hours. Not a lot of people want a price to get their windows replaced, their new kitchen bathroom at 9 a.m. Everybody wants you to come when they're done with work at 9.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of driving an hour and a half away to every appointment, 2-3 appointments a day. For some companies, others 6. And the last company I was with, it was 80,000 miles of driving a year, 80 hours of work a week. And, my health caught up to me. I've developed diverticulitis and ulcers, and as a lot of us from the military, a lot of health problems come in. So decided I want to get away from the 80,000 miles driving a year and get in more business coaching, help people find a business to buy. So my big dream was to go out and buy one. These companies, it's an amazing opportunity to go out and start a business. You got to realize 96% of businesses are done for within 5 years. It's hard. It's a challenge.
True.
And you'll find out if you want to start a business, you need a website. You need to get the LLC, the EIN. I went and filed an LLC in November. It took me 14 days. I had the LLC created. I had the EIN immediately. But that was the 8th LLC I created in 2024. The first LLC I created in 2019. It took me 8 months to get the LLC and the EIN. It was a challenge. To get the website up, it's a challenge. Then to go out and hire employees, it's insanely challenging. But if I just go and I take a business that's been around for 20 years and it has 2 managers and it has 10 employees and it has the website, it has 500 reviews on the internet, for you to say, hey, I want to buy that company, and then go in and run it, within the first month, you're going to make money. So a business, the simple method, there's a simple rule. It's a 2 to 3x multiple. So a business that makes $500,000 a year is worth $1 million to 1.5 million. That $500,000 net times 2 to 3 is 500 times 2 or 3. It's $1 million to 1.5. And so to get a loan for a business, you only need 10% down. So a business that makes $500,000 is worth $1 to 1.5 million. To get that $1 to 1.5 million is 10% down. It's only $150,000. So only $100,000, Richard. That's it. You got that laying around? Can I borrow it? We'll go buy $1 million business together. So that becomes the problem. It's only $100,000 to buy $1 million business that makes, multiple 6 figures, but you do need that money up front. So you got 2 options. We either got to work really hard and save the money up, or we got to find an investor, which I'm a big fan of. When I was in the military, I talked a lot. We were always sitting around. I told them, hey, guys, we're fixing to go to Iraq. I told everybody, we're going to go to Iraq. Everybody's like, well, we're going to make this $30,000 tax-free. You can't even spend it. What are we going to do? I'm going to buy a Camaro. I'm going to buy a Mustang. All these people.
Don't forget trucks. They like trucks and motorcycles too.
Mm-hmm. I got the Hayabusa was the big one back in 2000.
Hayabusa, yeah, that's holy shit.
That's one guy with that. I told him, let's do this, guys. We're gonna go make $30,000. Why don't 10 of us just take $10,000 each, and we'll each have $20,000 left over. But we'll take that $10,000. 10 times 10 is 100. And why don't the 10 of us go buy a franchise, a Sports Clips franchise? Every year I was in the Army, we got that magazine once a year. It came out in February, I remember. February, it did the top franchises for military vets to get. So you got the GI Bill we were talking about earlier with that guy. You can actually use the military funds to get money for franchises. And so every single year that magazine came out, the top 10 franchises across the country. And I remember Sports Clips was number one, I think 2006, 2007, 2008. It was number one several years in a row. So I looked into sports clips heavily. And it's $100,000. And the average business makes 150. So I told everybody, it's like, look, we have to hire a manager. That manager's going to make 80 grand. The business makes 150. You pay the manager 80, that's 70. You divide that by 10 people, that's $7,000. So you invest 10 grand, and the next year you're going to make 7 grand. And the next year, 7 grand. Once we have 10 grand saved up again, we'll buy a second one. Okay, so we're going to make 7 grand the first year, 3 grand a couple months later, we're going to buy a second one. We double it. And we just do that. In 5 years, we're going to have 5 of these locations. We're going to be making 35 grand each. And that's how my brain has always thought. We need to work together. We need to pull our money together, leverage debt, get these loans, and multiply and stack. And so that my mind has been obsessed with this for 15 years now. And I've read so many books. I've paid countless mentors, 5, 10, 15, 50 grand. I've been to ridiculous amount of seminars. I've read tons of books. And the concept is pretty simple. You got to find a business that's for sale. We don't want to start one up. Back then I wanted, let's go open up a sports clips. Now I don't want anything to do with a franchise. Franchises are not a great idea, but they are very good. They're very beneficial. If you are a lone wolf, if you are the type of person that says, ew, syndication, putting my money with 10 other military guys, horrible idea. I want to be my own boss. I don't want to anything. I want to be on my own. A franchise is actually a decent option because they will give you the structure to run the business. But if you are a big dreamer, if you want to go big, if you want 20 locations, if you want to work hard, franchises isn't the right way to go. We can go out there and find a business and we can put our money together and go and get them. That's awesome. They're called syndications, angel investors. You put your money in, be a 10% owner. You don't show up to anything, do a quarterly meeting, receive the money. But what I also need are people that just haven't really found their role in life. Whenever I got out of the military, it was a struggle. I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to do anything but the military. I love shooting guns. I love doing fun stuff. I love hanging out with the guys. I hate sitting in office. I hate crunching numbers. I hate paperwork. For me, if I didn't find sales, man, my life would be in trouble. So I love sales. I love talking to people. I love being competitive. Anytime there was 10 salesmen, I always wanted to be number one. If there was 1,000 salesmen, I wanted to be top 10. It's hard to be number one when you're in 1,000. When there's only 10 people around, it's easy to be number one. But I'm extremely competitive. I want to be the best. I want to get better every day. I want to compete. I want to win. I want to succeed. I want to share the wealth. I want to find people that are struggling and help them with their problems. So the way I figured out, man, if people don't know what to do in life, I've got a massive platform. I need people that want to call people. I have every phone number to every business in the country. They're all sorted out by how much employees, how much revenue, years in business. I need to find clients that want to buy businesses. I need to find people that want to invest in the business, in the person. So you get a client, you get a guy who comes out of the military, says, I don't know what to do in life, but I want to own a business. I want to run a business. Okay, we can go and get that guy a $2 million business that needs 200 grand down. And it's a business that makes 500 grand a year. And the guy fresh out the military, we're like, we're going to give you 20% of this business. It makes 500 grand a year. That means you're going to get 100 grand a year. We're also going to pay you like a salary, like an 80 grand salary. So you're really making 180 grand a year. That's 20%. Somebody else needs to put the 200 grand down to buy the business. That person gets 20%. That leaves 60% of the business left. So who gets that 60%?
Damn, dude.
So
you got this shit all mapped out.
Right.
I'm running the numbers through my head. My limited, I have an MBA, but I haven't used it since 2010. I'm going over your figures. I'm like, damn, that sounds pretty fucking good.
That's amazing. So I got into real estate.
You know how many hats you can buy?
What's that?
You know how many hats you can buy?
You know how many Boston Skelly hats you can buy? A lot with that. Shit, I want a Hayabusa, motherfucker.
I definitely do not want a Hayabusa.
No, I will never get on a motorcycle. That's nope, not with my brain. No way. Nope.
That was the best thing they ever did in Fort Hood was like actually make motorcycle laws. Like I was really getting tired of going to funerals in 2005, 2007 range. 2008, they cracked down on. They're like, okay, y'all have to wear a helmet And I was like, that's smart. And then they're like, oh, and you have to wear a yellow vest. And they're like, ew, that looks lame. That yellow
And
vest.
hard shoes and leather pants. Yeah. Hey, Tim, what years were you in again? Like from when to when?
5 to 10.
5 to 10?
It'd be 15. I would be retiring very soon. I'd be at the 20th mark here in March.
I was 4 to 8. And if I'd stayed in, I'd be like a damn first sergeant right now or something.
It's crazy. I couldn't have made it. I'd have been.
I mean, Fleek.
My body's fallen apart. I had no
Knew that was
business in the
coming.
military in the first place.
Fleek, if you stayed in, you'd be a damn admiral right now.
I can't even walk. I'm half.
I am 12 days away from my 40th anniversary of jumping on the bus.
No way. Oh shit.
Time flies, huh?
Yep.
Time flies.
40 years.
Well, what's
Thanks
even crazier on this money? So if you like the numbers, if the math is spinning your head, here's the.
I like the numbers. I like the numbers.
A business that makes like less than 200 grand a year, it's like worthless, right? So if you take a business that makes $1 million a year, gross, it sells $1 million a year, and it makes the business owner 200 grand a year. And these guys want $1 million for the business, but $1 million business is gonna be like $14,000 a month in a loan. So if I'm paying $11,000 in a loan, and I'm only making 18 grand a month, why would I work there? I can go get a job making 200 grand somewhere else. I'm not buying a business and risking everything for that. So you don't buy a business less than 200 grand. It's just not worth it. So the rule of thumb is like it needs to make 400 grand. Anything over 400 grand, we'll consider it. That's the middle market. The lower market is under 400 grand. I don't want to touch that. I don't recommend it. I don't like it. Too risky, not for me. But over 400 grand is nice. Your 400 grand to 800 grand is the middle market, and that's the 2 to 3x multiplier. This is where things get interesting. Once you cross $1 million, that's where you see the 3 to 5x multiple. Once you get up and above, then you can see those 5, 7, 10x multiples, right? They really get up there. So think about it. Let's clear our brains for a second on this one. We walk into Costco. They got a big, giant tub of peanut butter there.
I was there today, by the way. I was at Costco today, like seriously, like 5 hours ago.
Do they have a big giant tub of peanut butter?
Huge.
$10, right? Something like that.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Now, if you go to Walmart and they got a medium-sized jar of peanut butter, common sense might say it's $5, but it's not. It's $7, right?
$7.
And then you get a tiny jar. It might be 1/10 of that massive jar. It might be 1/20th of that Costco jar. Like $4.99, right? It's like it doesn't make sense. So when you go to a grocery store, the more in bulk you buy, the better value you get. When it comes to businesses, it's reversed. So if I'm making 500 grand a year, we get a little discount deal. It's only 2x. That's $1 million business. When we say a business is netting the business owner $1 million a year, $2 million a year, might be a 5x. So you take 5 businesses making 500 grand each. Those 5 businesses, we can buy those for $1 million, $1.5 million. We're 5 to 7.5 million in. Now we take all those 5 companies. They're all 5 roofing companies in Southern Florida. We put them all together. We make them one roofing company in Southern Florida, making $2.5 million. Does that one get a 2 to 3x multiple? No. That one gets a 5 to 7. What's 2.5 times 5 to 7? Well, that's 14, 18 million.
18, yeah.
So we're buying for 2.5, 4 million in, and we're 3 years later, we're out 12, 15 million.
Whoa.
And in any industry, it doesn't have to be roofing. It can be HVAC, plumbing, electrical. I know home services. I'm not a smart man. I joined the Army. I'm not super sophisticated. I don't want to run an electrical engineering firm. I don't want to run a tech software. I'm not moving to California. I want a Kentucky septic tank cleaning company. I want a concrete in Eastern Tennessee. I want a spray foam insulation in Western Louisiana. That makes 500 grand a year. It's been around for 20 years in business. So those are the type of businesses we want. We need people that call all day. I have every business out there. I have the list. There's hundreds of thousands of them. And I just need somebody that sounds like me to call them up and say, hey, Bill, I see you've been around since 1997. You've been thinking about selling that business? And get told no 99 times. and not care and not give a shit because you're sitting on a couch calling business owners. And then one time you're going to go, hey, John, I see you've been in business since 2003. You're a concrete company in Western Pennsylvania. You've been thinking about selling this? And he's like, man, if you gave me $20 million, I'd sell it right now. And you go, $20 million? Well, how much do you think it's worth? He's like, well, I was offered $25 million for it last year, and I told them all no. And then my manager left, and I figure it's probably, maybe I get $20 million, but I just want to sell this thing. I'm done. That $20 million business is worth a lot of money. We'll go sell it. The commissions involved in it will be enough that you could retire and never work a day in your life. It's more than 20 years of being in the military. One sale. And for just finding the deal to get 1% equity is nothing. I can negotiate 5%. So, hey, big giant guy with $500 million in your bank account. I just worked for 6 months. I spent $20,000. I worked like crazy, and this is the best deal I have. It's worth $25 million. You can buy it for $20 million if you want it. All I'm asking for is 5% ownership in it. So it makes you $3 million a year. What's 5% of $3 million? Is that $60,000? Or is that? I don't know.
I feel like I'm watching. I feel like I'm listening to and watching the Shark Tank. Like
I was just going to say that. I'm like, what are we?
I love
wow.
Shark Tank, man.
Yeah, it's my favorite show. I love Shark Tank.
Dude, you've got the mindset of those sharks, man. You really do.
That's all I want to do for life now. I'm obsessed with it. But life is a struggle. I am from the mobile home trailer park of West Virginia. I saw my father do things, my mother, before I was 2 that took me. I'm still not healed over it. I had to go to therapy when I was like 7 years old till I was 14. Still can't get the images out of my head. I'm not surrounded by good people. From a trailer park, I don't have a dad. I don't have a brother. I don't have a friend. Military wasn't what I was hoping for. Got cut short. So I'm still out there looking for my tribe, still looking for my people. So
yeah, you got two new friends, man, that want to help you, and just leave your. We'll send your stuff out, man. I mean, Fleek will, because he's the IT Bubba, and you send any information, and Fleek will send it out on our subscription list to the 43 countries that are listening to this right now, or the 618 American cities that are seeing this right now.
Wow.
Or will see.
Well, I'm excited for it. I want to help home service people. $3 to $10 million gross revenue with 400 to 800 net is perfect.
I'm impressed by you, man, because you are resilient and you got tenacity, man. You got a strong
swagger. You got swagger.
I've been forged through hot fire, man. I've been forged. This has been an insane life, and I figured out before I was 15 that there's a purpose. I don't know what it is, but I'm just going along.
You're really good at this. No, we are not open.
Oh, you got customers coming. You got customers coming in, pal?
Yeah, hold on 1 second.
Tell him to kick rocks.
What kind of business does he have there, Richard?
7 o'clock, man. You got an hour.
So he's helping homeless people.
Yeah, and the check-in time is 7 o'clock. And this guy, I'm not going to say his name, but
is it the same guy from last time?
Same guy from last time. And I'm
military
like,
time, man. He's on early. If you ain't early, you're late.
Dude, yeah. I was like, dude, 1900. Okay, that's when we open the door. That's when I'll check you in. He always comes early. I don't know how he gets in the front door because I locked it. Like I made sure nobody came in, and he got in for some. I don't know how they get in. They get in. They find a way.
They're slippery.
Those locks ain't too hard to figure out once you got a couple of years experience with them.
No, you're probably right. I mean, he's a nice guy. He's just a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and I got to deal with him. But 1900, man. And dinner starts in like 23 minutes, so he's got to go eat and then go back out, then come back in. It's kind of weird how it works, but that's how they've been doing it for the past like 10 years. I don't know. I feel for him. I really do. But that's why I'm here. I'm here to take care of him. And I got a shit ton of snacks in that door for them. They just got delivered
talking
today.
about multi-million-dollar deals, and you're over here helping out homeless people.
Hey, these guys They're great guys. They're stuck. They are
Yeah.
stuck. They don't know where they're going. But one guy told me today, he's like, hey, Andrew, thank you so much for doing this. He actually thanked me for what I'm doing, like watching. And he's like, dude, I got a job in Missouri. I was like, no way. He's like, yeah, I got to get to this job interview in Nashville. Can you arrange a bus or something? I'm like, yeah, I can take care of that. No problem. So he's going to his first job interview for a company in Missouri starting on Monday at 10 o'clock. And I'm very, very proud of him.
It's awesome.
So sometimes they reap the benefits if they work for it. And I had to work hard for my disability. Fleek is working really, really hard for his disability. I mean, the VA. Sorry,
VA. If you're listening right now, call me for God's sakes.
they're not going to give it to you on a silver platter. You're gonna have
No.
you got to work for it. And
Yeah.
I mean, I just got off the phone with one of my guys that I served with. He wanted to kill himself yesterday. Like, he sent me a Facebook. He's like, "That's it. I can't take it anymore. I'm gonna end it." I'm like, dude, no, do not do that. We've already had 6 suicides in our unit. I don't want to say goodbye to you. You're a good dude. You were my squad leader. Don't
Yes,
do
don't
it.
do
And then
that.
I stayed online with him for, I don't know, like an hour. I'm like, dude, I'm just giving you advice. Stick with the VA. At first you probably won't succeed, but you know what? You got to stay. It took me 11 years dealing with the VA to get where I am right now, which is great. I mean, the VA is great. I mean, I go to like 5 appointments, and I'm still mentally, I mean, you guys could tell I'm mentally unsound. Like, I am a squirrel. Like, I'm hyper vigilant. I'm angry. I mean, Fleek has seen me get angry like crazy. Like, I go from 0 to 60 in like 1.2 seconds. Like, he's seen it, and it's a little scary sometimes. I don't know if that has ever happened to you, Tim, but yeah, okay. From that facial expression, yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Wonder if there's something to do with the squirrel ADHD in that. It's gotta be right.
Could
I
be.
get called squirrel everywhere I go. I've been nicknamed squirrel by at least 1,000 people. But it's kind of my superpower and what's gotten me here.
In high school, like, my brain, it was fine. In college, it was great. And then I went to the Marine Corps, and I was a terrible Marine my first 2 years. I was really good the last 2. And then I get out, and I'm like all over the place. Like, I didn't know where to go, didn't know what to do. Like, just like what you said, Tim, I didn't have a purpose. And then I found these organizations like Irreverent Warriors and the VFW and American Legion, and they gave me a purpose. And that's a dog barking.
Oh, there we go.
Whose dog is that?
Yeah, that's mine.
Is that your dog? What is that?
French
You got a shepherd? You got what? It sounds like a shepherd.
This is the greatest emotional
Oh, look at that. It's a golden doodle, right?
Yeah.
Oh, they don't shed. I love those dogs.
They're the best. This, like 10 out of 10. So in home remodeling, the amazing thing about home services sales, you get to see everybody in their home. And I'm telling you, from the vehicles to the furniture to shop to how to be married, how to be parents, even down to the dog to buy, like just going into people's homes, you get to learn so much. I mean, I would go into 4, 5, 6 people's houses a day. So you get to meet every single dog type possible. And I've been every single type of dog out there, golden doodles just over and over and over again. They're the best dogs. Get a golden doodle.
Cute, very cute dog. I got 2 at home. Fleek's got a shepherd.
You heard the bark too, right? That bark will scare the neighbors. The people walking up to the doorway, they're scared.
Hey, Fleek's Richard's dog does not like me for some reason. I try and pet it and love it, and just he will not get close to me at all.
He's an idiot.
He's not he's a good dog. He's a good dog.
He's a good dog.
He just doesn't like me. And there are a lot of people, like dogs, humans, that don't like me. So I'm okay with that.
I taught him not to like Marines.
whenever I realized that half the country doesn't like Trump, I realized I'm never going to have half the people in the country ever like me. So I need to stop expecting 99% of the people I meet to like me. That really dawned on me then in 2016. Before Trump ran for president, I really had the expectation 99% of the people I meet should like me. I tried way too hard to get the satisfaction and appeal to people. Now I'm just like, you don't like me? Oh, that's okay.
Dude, my mom, Tim, my mom still hates me for voting for the orange man. And she says that every single time I come home and see her.
Wow.
We won't even talk. Like, if we start talking VA or politics, I cut it off. I'm like, nope, Mom, I am not talking about this with you right now. You were not in the Navy. You were married to someone in the Navy. So you do not have the right to say that you were in the Navy, and you don't have the right to talk about VA stuff. Sorry, you don't.
Same. Did she, after the last 4 years, did she come around a little bit? Is she at least like, well, maybe?
No, she is the
She's
bluest.
stubborn.
She is the bluest of the blue. She loves. Okay, I'm going to say these names, but they're not their real names. So, Mommy Dearest, she loves that woman. And I'll give you, you guys know who Mommy Dearest is, right?
Yes.
I know Fleek does. Tim, can you guess who Mommy Dearest is?
Clinton or the San Francisco lady or what?
No. Yeah.
Can't think of her name. I have a brain fart.
Yep. Yeah. And then the other one, and I can't mention his name because I don't really have a person that I could have an adjective for him. He's just an idiot. And she loves those guys. And I'm like, ugh. I love my mom, but her politics are a little skewed.
It happens.
It's so weird meeting people from out of state. Like I'll meet somebody from Connecticut or New York, and it's just like, you're a liberal? It's like if you were born in Texas, it's just like, you wouldn't be. It's just where people are born a lot of times and where they grew up.
Hey, Tim, are you going to SHOT Show in Texas? I hear that's a good time.
The SHOT Show? What is that?
It's this big thing put on by SEALs and some SF guys. I think it's in Dallas, or maybe it's in San Antonio.
I honestly live under a rock. If it's not about home improvement sales or buying businesses, man, I'm really
hey, Tim,
sports too much.
I'll get your email and I'll send you the stuff on the SHOT Show. It's a really good time.
Yeah.
It's I've never been, but I got a couple of guys in Tennessee that go to it all the time and they love it. You get to see like new guns and the 50s and I mean you get to blow shit up and you get to talk to all these like SF guys. And I'll send you the info. After this podcast, I'll send you the info.
Wow. That's up in Dallas, you said?
It changes in Texas, but I'll pin down where it is and I'll send you the info.
Okay.
Do you have a family? You have a wife, kids?
Yep, got the wife, got 2 kids. They're growing fast. They are not babies anymore. They look like big kids. It's breaking my heart.
Yes,
we homeschool. I'm huge on homeschooling. Never wanted to put my kids in public school.
Hey, homeschooling. That's good. That's good. You got the math stuff down with them.
Yeah, for real.
Math.
Are you training them to be your little salesman?
Well, my Achilles heel, my crutch is the internet. Like I was saying earlier, I'm a salesman. I'm military police. I love talking to people. Love doing fun stuff. Love using my muscles. Don't know computers very well. So doing the SEO, the websites. I first started helping people open up their own business probably 10 years ago. I helped a guy get a roofing company. He had his wife, made him a website. He did great. I was like, wow, that was cool. Told another buddy, hey, I just helped a guy start up a roofing company. He left his 9-to-5 job. He was like a foreman building houses. And so then the second guy, he popped out the gate. His wife also made him a website. Immediately started making 6 figures. And then I helped like 20 other people. I'm like, this is so easy. I'm helping all kinds of people start to make 6 figures. Well, everybody else didn't have the wife that made them the website.
Dude, that's awesome.
That's kind of the problem. Getting the website, getting the SEO, the Google My Business, the Google Business Profile, all that stuff. So in the last year, I've invested heavily into getting the right pieces on that, connecting with the right people that I can put there So now for my clients, I have the right people. We can get websites made. We can do the SEO, but that's the headache right there. That's been the reason that not everything's gone as smoothly. I'm not as far ahead as I'd like to be.
For our viewers, could you and probably for me too, could you explain SEO?
Search engine optimization. So basically,
Thank you.
Just Googling gutters. Right now, if you Google gutters, my gutter page that I have set up, I created a gutter business a couple months ago. It doesn't show up. You type in gutters, you're not going to see my business. And that's a problem. You want it to be where if you type in gutters, you're showing up very number one before the largest gutter company in the entire country. So we've got to build that up. Unfortunately, it takes a couple months. It takes 6 months to build your SEO up, right? So what a lot of people say. Other people say I can get it done in 30 days. What's a scam? What's legit? That we're still figuring that part out. I know the back end things. I know the systems, the operations, the sales, how to lead the team. I'll be honest with you, I don't have is the internet websites and all the
Tim,
techie stuff. It's hard.
I think Fleek and I have a guy for you. In East Tennessee, we had him on the show. And I'm going to send you his info. I think Proven Valor Professionals. You definitely need to talk to Aubrey, Master Gunnery Sergeant Aubrey Wren, and
that's what we need. I need a guy like that.
Fleek,
which one are you thinking there?
Fleek, you're frozen. Sabins, Jeff Sabins. You need to talk to Jeff. He was in the Marine Corps 20 years. Sabins and Wren, you talk to those guys. They will take care of that issue that you got going on. And I'll send that in the email too.
Definitely getting better. We're getting more and more of the right pieces in there, but still got to clean that up and get better there. Okay. Yeah, that's the big idea. Get some guys that are fresh out the military, don't know what they want to do in life. Maybe they're working for Verizon. Maybe they were selling cars right now. But we get them out of that. Get them selling some websites. Yeah. And so, they're working. We'll go to work every day. I got the list. We'll call the business owners. And then, we find a guy that needs a website. Not a problem. We'll get you a website. We've got a guy for that. And so we've just got a group of military guys calling business owners, solving their problems. The business loans is the most successful thing I've got. Nothing's easier than business loans. I talk to people on a Tuesday morning. How's it going? How long you been running the business? What's going on? I do, it's a sales thing. We do build some rapport, ask some questions. And then next thing you know, they tell me, well, I'm a little short. I could use 30 grand for payroll. I've got a job. I got another job. It's got to be a $35,000 job. It's got 12 grand in inventory. I need to go buy that stuff. We're trying to get a new trailer and I need 20 grand worth of equipment. So I went on a podcast a couple of weeks ago. It was for power washing. At the end of the podcast, 5 people reached out. Hey, I need a second trailer and a machine. That's got to be 25 grand. Can you give me 25 grand? Of course. Got a guy, recent Chapter 7 bankruptcy, recent divorce. Wife took everything. I got no money, but I had this business for 5 years and it's made 100 grand the last 3 years. First 2 years made like 50 and 70. Boom, got him 35 grand within 48 hours. Like 46 hours later, the money was in his bank account. And it's better than credit cards. So people with credit. Recent divorce, no money in the bank account, not sure how he's going to make ends meet, can't afford payroll, needs another machine. Boom, got him money right away. So that's what the big thing is right there. That's where the money's coming in that pays the bills. I can build me a team of guys that go and sell business loans. And then we sell a couple businesses here and there. If somebody needs a website, we'll have all that involved in our team. We can solve all their problems. So,
dude, that's
how big is your team right now? How big of a team do you have now?
Right now, we had 24 people on the call on Tuesday night. Probably 7 of them were already on the team. So, there's a lot of people that, they signed up for it, but they're not doing anything. But every Tuesday night is the meeting, and there's always new people in there. I invite everybody in there. So anybody that's a business owner, I want them in there. Anybody that wants to learn how to buy a business, anybody that wants to learn to just, hey, let's team our money up. I got deals right now, like a $2.3 million apartment complex. I don't like apartment complexes as much as businesses because they typically make 8% profits. So a $1 million apartment complex makes $80,000 a year. Whereas a business that's $1 million at 2-3x, that means it's a $300,000 to $500,000 a year business. So what would I rather? An apartment complex that makes 80 grand a year Or a roofing business that makes $500,000 a year. They cost the same amount of money. It's the same down payment. One's automated and works on its own, and one, you got to work 80 hours a week and you might get sued. and everybody might quit tomorrow and you don't have a business, and one complaint might shut you down. So it's a catch-22.
Yeah.
You got to pick your poison. But to me, I look at it like a monopoly board. I think we get a really solid group of guys together, and we all have our own. I have a roofing company. You have a lawn care company. He's got a pest control company. He's got the septic company. He's got the water company. And then we all own the local RV park together, the local apartment complex together, and the 30,000 shopping square foot center together as the AT&T and the haircut place and, the Jimmy John's and the pizza shop are all right there beside each other. That thing might cost $3 million, but it's making $30,000 a month in leases.
Yeah.
So we need to go all own a business or 5. And then we own a little bit, we own the laundry shop, the laundry mat, we own the car wash, just something. And then together, we buy something big.
So if somebody's out there listening to us on Sunday night, how do they get involved with you?
Add me on Facebook. Help me out there. Facebook.com/Green Tim. My name is Tim Green. So Green Tim. And then the Business Acquisitions Marketplace. If you just go into Facebook and type in BAM Network, it should pull up my Facebook, but it's the Business Acquisitions Marketplace and networking. So that group right there. And then, if they just want to call me, I got my business line here. If anybody just wants to text me, 866-442-7772. So you can text me and say, hey, I own a roofing company. I'm getting tired. I want to sell this, or what's it worth? Text me there. I'll probably help you out with that. If you live in Texas, I might be your buyer. If you live in Florida or Tennessee or South Carolina, I'd move for those. Not moving to California for a business, not moving to Michigan for a business.
Wow.
But I'll help you. I got buyers in Michigan. I got buyers in California. I can sell a business in any state in the country.
Thank you, Tim.
Awesome.
Now we're getting to I gotta sorry to rush you. Didn't mean to. Both
I
of
was
you
just
guys.
gonna say I got my chicken wings are downstairs.
I
So
know.
why don't you bust out the question for them?
I'm gonna bust them out right now.
Thank you.
So Tim, okay, pick a number between 1 and 6 and 8 and 10.
So I believe in giving 5-star satisfaction and everything. If you sell a roof, I'm going to tell them right away, I'm going to give you a 5-star roof. If I'm selling a bathroom model, it's 5-star. If I'm going to mow your yard, I'm going to give you a 5-star job. At the end of this job, I want a referral to 5 of your friends, and I want a 5-star review on the internet.
All right.
So
this
number
is
5 for the 5-star Tim Green.
Question number 5. What lessons did you learn in the military that you believe everyone should apply to their daily lives?
Preparation is the number one lesson I ever learned. I had a guy actually ask me that the other day. He said, what was the number one thing that you learned about the military? It's just preparation. If you fail to prepare, you're preparing to fail. I'll never forget when I was out in the middle of the woods. It was like 3 weeks we were out there, hadn't showered, no electricity, just the worst food ever. Now, I've had Crohn's disease since I was a kid. I had no business joining the military. Not to mention that I was handicapped and have severe back problems and spinal degenerative disease. But I have severe stomach
How'd they even
pains.
let you in?
Was that?
How'd they even let you in?
They shouldn't have. Definitely shouldn't have let my knees in. But so I'm out there in the middle of the woods. That the stomach bugs and all that. Goodness gracious, it was horrible. It was miserable. I hated it, and not sleeping at all. And we finally get like 2-hour break, right? And we're supposed to do this long. We're doing this big nighttime exercise that night, and it's some exercise where we're doing like these 60-mile-per-hour speeds in the trucks, and we're going around these corners, and then we're supposed to like go into the fake buildings, the whole fake city, and clear out the whole fake city. So
downtown.
So they're like, I'm like, oh, that's gonna be nice. So I'm like, can I please just sleep for 2 hours, dude? I don't care. Like I was gonna lay in the middle of an ant farm. I would have slept. And Sergeant's like, let's do rollover practices. Everybody, get in your Humvee. We're just gonna practice as if you had a rollover. And everybody's crying, complaining. Well, I want to go to sleep. And then so we get in there, and the first time we did it, I tried to grab that dude. I tried to pull him down in. He got stuck. Like his canteen got stuck. Everything was like we're like fighting. Like, how did they do this? We probably spent the entire 2 hours. So we probably spent a good 45 minutes to an hour just getting used to it. And then we go out that night, and we're doing that 60 mile around the corners. I shit you not, we flipped over. And if we had not spent that hour and a half practicing, Buddy would have been squished. Guaranteed.
Oh.
Buddy would have been squished. Guaranteed.
Wow.
So like, I'll never forget that. That changed my day ever since then. Every single time I get people like, can we have a break? It's training. It's like, I don't let up on training. I am extra. I am serious. When the light turns green, I go. And if I'm behind you, light turns green, you got a 10th of a second before I'm honking that horn. I don't have time to wait. I don't like messing around. I'm not slow. I go. And I take things seriously, and I want to take over. I want to grow some massive things. And so failing to prepare is everything. You got to prepare. You got to be ready. You got to know what you're doing. When you go to a new job, if you're going to go get a job selling door-to-door solar, right? Be prepared to make 6 figures, but you have to know the script. You have to know exactly what to say when they say something, right? Murphy's Law, what can go wrong is going to go wrong. Guess what? When you give a person a price, they're not going to say yes. Hey, your new roof is going to be 25 grand. Yes, take my money. That doesn't happen. They're going to go, no, I got to think about it. No, my dog doesn't like me to buy a roof on the first date. No, my cousin is a roofer. No, my boyfriend from high school is a roofer. I got to call him first. Like the shit you see, it's like you're going to face so much wrong. So you have to be prepared and be ready and just expect things to go downhill. And then also, one thing I love about the Army is it just taught you things are going to go downhill, right? Whether it's business, marriage, your health. You're going to get ulcers. You're going to
everything.
Things are going to bleed that aren't supposed to bleed. Things are going to hurt that aren't supposed to hurt. You just got to bear with it. Things are going to break. People are going to screw you over in the business world. Man, it's rough. Dude could be your best friend for 20 years. I've heard so many people.
And then,
10 million together, and he screwed me over for 10 grand. It's like we literally, like, we made one deal like 8 months ago that made us both 6 figures. And you're going to throw away our entire, like, I've heard so many people say that. So.
Dude, that happened to us, Fleek.
Yeah.
With the, I don't know why I was thinking about him today, but it just put the pirate hunter just popped up in my head. And I was like, oh shit. Lord. But hey, sorry, that was random. But
yes,
Tim, thank you so much for tonight. You are a blessing to the veteran community, and we are going to pass along all your info on Sunday. So everyone, you'll be getting a lot of phone calls, and I'm about to make an email for you about people that you might need you might want to talk to.
We need people looking for work that aren't afraid to work and aren't afraid of sales. I've got enough people that have never done much and they're struggling and want handouts and base pays. It's commission only. It's hard work.
Yeah.
It's lots of cold calling. It's lots of not getting paid and lots of not knowing what you're doing. But if it's someone who wants to go to work and wants to talk to business owners and wants to become something, I don't know of a better way to do it. I've tried every MLM. I've tried every side hustle. I've done everything that you could possibly try to sell as a side gig. I found what the best things are out there, and now I'm ready to build a platform and bring a team in that can take advantage of the last 15 years of hell I've gone through now. Somebody else can just come on in and just take off a giant step, man. I've got things right now that, I've got businesses worth a couple $1 million we can sell, and it'd be a yearly income. Your bills will be paid for a year if you bring a buyer for them. So,
all
right. You've been a peach tonight, man.
Yes, thanks for coming on, telling us your story.
You got anything?
Nope, I'm ready to go eat my chicken wings, man.
Hey, and Tim, you'll be getting an email from me later tonight. Just hold off for a second while we end this, and it's got to download and all this stuff.
Right.
So,
1 second.
But thank you very much.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. See you next Sunday.
Guys.